here with Jay Adams to preview the 2023 Concordia baseball season, and as we record this in the middle of January, you've had a little bit of official practice time, getting ready for the start of real games in February. But I wanted to look back quick at your high school recruitment a little bit, coming out of Waverly. Obviously not too far away, but what stood out to you about Concordia and kind of made it feel like the right place for you to be?
So I'd say, Waverly, it's a pretty small town. It's about 3,500 people. I got to Seward. I knew about Concordia. I like that it's a small town. I'm not really a big town type of guy. I didn't really plan on moving too far away from home either. But other than that, it was pretty much coaching. Dupic and Bryceburg at the time, they were very I looked up to them right away. They showed that they were really interested in me, and I thought that was really cool, and a lot of coaches really didn't show that, and so they built a real connection right away. I thought that was unique, and I got to know some of the guys when I came here on my visit, and I really liked them right then and there. They were cool. I fit in right away, and I think that just brought good vibes that I wanted to come here, really.
Well, I think you're like a lot of small town high school athletes playing multiple sports, but what was it about baseball that kind of got you hooked on it, and why was that the one you wanted to follow into college?
I'd say growing up at a young age, me and my dad, we really focused on baseball a lot, worked on it a lot, and we found out that I had a pretty quick skill to that game, so we kind of stuck with it. It took a while for me to build into different sports as well. It was really much baseball until I got to about 6th, 7th grades. I started basketball, and then 7th grade I also started football, and I fell in love with those sports too, but nothing really made a connection like baseball did to my heart. It was something that I could go out and do every single day of my life and not complain at all. So yeah, commitment was easy to go to baseball.
And it's certainly paid off for you and for Concordia with the team success that you guys have had, back-to-back 40-win seasons. You've been to the NAI World Series, of course, and how do you put into words just kind of what that success has meant to you and your teammates to accomplish those things?
I mean, especially coming out there and going to the World Series right away, and those older guys, they never really had like that experience. They had a good experience of winning, and then all of a sudden we make a national tournament appearance and then go to the World Series. And at that time I was doing it for more than myself, and we were all doing it for each other, and it meant a lot to me to give that experience to those people that really deserved it. They're very hardworking people, so I thought that was really good for them. Pretty much, I think our team's got a good chemistry here. I think we're all playing for each other, and we're expecting to go back.
Well, after the success of those last 2 years, what do you notice about kind of the approach guys have this off season? Maybe it's not that much different from the past couple years. I know Coach Dupic is always wanting to keep things focused on the process of what it takes to win.
Yeah, definitely from an offensive standpoint, especially we have a lot of success in the offense, and this year it looks like we're on a fast start. Had inter-squad, did really good there. Practices go really good. We're looking really calm. Everything's slowed down for everybody. It's not sped up right now. Defensive, Duke is doing a really good job implementing new things for us. I think we're on a really good track right now to be really successful.
I wanted to quickly look back at last year again. 113 home runs as a team, which was another school record. I mean, just what was your reaction to kind of the power of this team as a whole?
Looking back on that, I love talking about that because that's just that's scary, Seeing 100+ home runs in anything is just ridiculous, and looking back on that now, it's just, how can you throw to that lineup? I mean, anyone could pull one out at any time, could change a game, could just put the dagger in. It's huge. It means, I think that's kind of our style of offense, is a lot of power, and we really take pride in that. We really practice that, hit for extra base hits a lot, and it pays off.
Yeah, you have these cold months too where you're doing a lot of hitting inside, but I think you guys still find a way to make a competition with some of the technology that you have in the hitting center, but what's that competition like every day?
Going against those guys every day, they're bigger guys than me, and they're bigger guys than a lot of people on our team. You got Joey, Jesse, JQ, Ben Berg. They're a lot bigger than a lot of us, and so seeing them, put up those numbers in the hit tracks that we got, it really motivates you to hit the ball harder, and I love being around them because it pushes me. And that the process of that and seeing the results that I get from that it's great. It's a great feeling.
And you yourself, I've always been a good hitter during your career at Concordia, but last year was even more in terms of power and driving the ball. Was that kind of a focus you had going into last season? How did that come about?
Yeah, I've always been really good bat-to-ball skills. I can usually hit the ball pretty well, and I decided that it'd be a good idea to start working on power. So I really focused on elevating the baseball, having a hard hit. I did sacrifice, a little bit more strikeouts there in the season, but I thought it was a good sacrifice to have to put up the numbers that I did for extra base hits and stuff.
And talking about numbers, the GPAC tournament in particular was pretty incredible, the way that turned out. And certainly you guys lost the first game and had to come all the way back. But what was that whole thing like now that you look back at it, and what kind of urgency did you guys feel, especially feeling like your season maybe could be over if you didn't win the GPAC tournament?
So after that very first game, no one really said anything. I think we all kind of knew that our season's riding on this game, these next games, and if we're gonna do it, we gotta do it now. There's no waiting. So when we showed up that next morning, it kind of showed that we're ready to play now. And looking back on that now, that was something that was really special. You don't see that a lot. People bounce back from game, win 3 games in a row like that, and pretty much put a dominating performance for the first couple games. So that meant a lot to me. That meant a lot to the team, and that was a great experience.
Yeah, 3 wins in one day too. I think that's probably a school record. But we know the program has a lot of talented players. Is there something maybe that goes beyond that, though, that kind of helps you explain why this program is successful beyond just you have good players?
Yeah. Definitely the connections. We build from day one. People come in, the freshmen come in, and we have conversations and meetings about this, that we want to make sure that these freshmen feel comfortable and they can come in and they can be themselves. And I think that goes a long way for you to come to practice every day and you're able to be yourself and be who you want to be, and that you're not hiding anything. So we push everyone to be the best person that they can be, and everyone's for each other. We don't hold anything against people, so that that kind of boosts when we get together on the field. It really helps us.
You talked about adding power to your game last spring. Is there something you really want to be better at this year that you're focusing on?
Well, I mean, everyone's dream, you want to hit a lot of home runs. So yeah, obviously I want to hit more home runs. That's the main goal. I want to hit the ball harder, and I think I want to try to limit the more strikeouts, probably put the ball in play a little bit more. And that's kind of nitpicking. I can't complain about anything that I've done so far. I would gladly take the previous years, but if I had to kind of pick what I'm working on right now, that's definitely the key points right there.
Well, Coach Dupick talked a little bit about the schedule and what it'll be like that you guys face right off the bat. You have to be ready to go with some really good teams that opening weekend. What do you look forward to kind of about that challenge of playing a really tough non-conference schedule?
That, to me, is it's a huge step for the program. It's a huge step for the team, because we've never really played this good a competition off the start, and I think this will be a good experience for us, because it'll kind of put us in a postseason type of feel when we get to that national tournament. You know, those teams are good, and so when we start the season off like that with we don't have a whole season under our belt already when we're going in. So, you know, if we can start with that good competition right away, I think it'll set us a really good path for the GPAC tournament and the national tournament even, because some of the teams we're starting out with, you know, we don't play in the national tournament when there's some good teams there. So I think it'll be really good for us.